Today, I want to talk about the corporate strategy plan or a strategy plan of any organization, institution, or even an individual. I want to say these documents look like very beautiful documents. They are beautiful documents, well crafted, with the verbiage that goes with it. But most of them gather dust without implementation. Today, I want to discuss the bottleneck or the Achilles heel of strategic plans. I want to say that most of them do not meet the objectives because there is a lacuna. They don't deal with the people involved in corporate governance or the people who are implementing. They are well written documents for the entire organization that sometimes steps out in point, it missteps in pointing where the particular individuals of the organization will be involved to turn things around. Number one, I say that these documents are like the modern herbal medicine. The modern herbal medicine promise heaven, yet they cannot deliver earth. They are fueled by profiteering, and they are also fueled by a desire to make people feel good. It does not address the root cause of the symptoms. It only deals with the symptoms, but it doesn't go deep enough to deal with the root problem. I want to say the traditional herbal medicine were very good. Why were they very good? They dealt with the root problem. They did not offer instantaneous solutions like today. Instant money, everything is instant. That is why I say that strategic plans should move away from the modern herbal medicine to the traditional herbal medicine, where it has to deal with the following. Number one, the pain of the people involved in implementing a strategic plan. It has to tell reality. It has to tell the people who are implementing this strategic plan that there is a strategic change, a paradigm shift. Consequently, there will be pain, and without pain, there is no gain. And I want to say that the strategic plan that suits this reality of the personal pain for the people who are involved in implementing will gather dust. The people will have a romantic view of the strategic plan without taking into cognizance the pain of achieving the objectives of the organization. It is good that we have a strategic plan that deals with the reality and tells the people of the organization face the pain of change and never to give up, and to have a strategy that involves and entails the pain part, the reality of adjusting, and no success without sacrifice, no victory without giving up certain old habits. This is the thing that strategic plans need to fix. Number two, it's not only pain, it is the personal challenge and involvement in overseeing the implementation. More often than not, the people who tailor-make such strategic plan have not gone deep into the details to see and to visualize how this thing will work for each and every individual. Mostly it is generalized. And when it is generalized, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth, for no one claims ownership. And when you don't claim ownership in a document, when there is no ownership and there is no participation in cooking up a strategic plan, it becomes a strategic plan that is only for good for the cabinet, and it should be shelved and left to the cabinet to gather dust. Number three, Strategic plan should involve strategic partnering. If an organization has to rise, it has to rise with all the stakeholders. And if it is doomed to fail, it will crash with each and every participant. A story is told of a rat that saw a mouse trap in the house, and it went and announced to the friends who are part of the corporate, that is the pig and the cow. Told the pig there is a mouse trap in the house. The pig looked at the cat with scorn, at the mouse with a scorn, and said, do I look like you? How does a mouse trap concern me? Away with your petty issues. Then it went and told the cow. The answer and the response was the same. Total disdain. That night, the mouse did not go to the house, but a viper, a venomous viper, went into the house. It was held in the tail by the mouse trap, and it was furious. When there was a commotion in the house, the farmer's wife got up and extended the hand towards where the noise was coming from, and she was bitten by this venomous snake. And the poison spread. She wailed, and there was light was lit, and the viper was killed, and it was taken to a quack doctor. The quack doctor recommended a soup made of the pig's head. So the pig had to be slaughtered, and later the lady succumbed. There was a big funeral, and people came from all over, and the cow had to be slaughtered. For an organization to survive, each and everyone have to make a conscious decision to be involved in the running affairs of the organization and to put their best foot forward. The other thing that I like to say is that for a strategic plan to succeed, there must be proper planning. And when there is proper planning, according to the book of Luke chapter 14, verses 18, is a parable of Jesus, that if you want to build, you must plan on the material and count the costs so that you complete the structure. What about counting the cost? Counting the cost involves placing individuals at strategic positions where their competencies and their skills are evident. It is about competence, not necessarily connections. It is about getting the person to do the right job and the person who is engaged to be able to succeed, thrive in a supportive, conducive environment. Be aware that in all corporate sector, there are subtle saboteurs, people who claim to sit close to you, but in actual sense, they are subtly contributing to your downfall. We need to get away from being subtle saboteurs. For if we survive, we will survive, all of us. But if we crash, we will perish, all of us. We must desist from being subtle saboteurs to people who are critically engaging one another so that we get the best of each other and to make sure that the organization moves forward. The other thing is that competence, you must study the troops on the ground, and you must apportion responsibility based on competence from one according to their abilities and to one according to their needs. If we do this, we are going to turn around corporate governance. But if the status quo remains of churning out strategic plans and strategic meetings that have no bearing on the individuals in the organization, we will be exercising, we will be engaged in an exercise in futility, wasting valuable resources to a document that has a blueprint to nowhere. It only suits because it sounds well, but it is impractical. May the Lord enable us to use the resources and the abilities to the glory and honor of his name. We honor and bless God and thank God for the opportunity that I'm here to participate in such endeavors. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.